Good evening, Terry.
Good evening.
How are you?
I'm good.
How have you been during this time of this period of working?
I was busy, everything here at work is very challenging.
All right.
Yeah, but everything is good.
Okay, that's really fine. So I called you for just talking about the performance and
Okay.
how you've been working with others during this time of working. So I'm going to start by letting you know how you performed on the quality
Okay.
or on the criteria of designing quality work. So first of all, I'm going to let you know that you made the expectations,
Okay.
and how you made it is that you went on and designed competent designs,
Okay.
either for products or other things you were required to do. So this showed us that you're able to create great designs, and everyone was happy with your demonstration on the skills you have on designing.
Thank you.
So secondly, I'm going to let you know the way you gave out or you produced works with efficiency and effectiveness. So on this point also you have made the expectations, because one of the product or the project you were working on, you showed that you're able to communicate with your group members and encourage them to do the assigned works, whereby you were able to produce the final products which are efficient and which contributed to the finalization of the product or the project. So that is also good, and that made you being able to make what the project required you to do.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes. About communication, there is a way that you made everyone around you proud, because you helped everyone either during telling them what to do, helping them if they need your help. But then there is a thing that you need to know, is that you need hereby you need improvement.
Okay.
The reason why is that it came up to our attention that you're not able to give out thoughtful emails, and it is hard to have your emails or communicated information using emails on time.
Okay.
Yeah, it is a problem for us to get what you know or what you want us to know quickly, because the emails are late. Another thing about communication is that the products were sometimes not submitted on time, and if it was good for us, we would like to know if we would know before that you're going to have the products late, and you know what we can do after. It is good how you communicated with the others, because you couldn't get the final products if you wouldn't work with others, but then you can work on that thing. It's not that bad.
Yeah.
All right. So to get on another point regarding the technical readiness, thereby you also need improvement. That is not to say that you didn't do anything at all. Instead, you were that person who could encourage others to come up with what projects required you to do. This is to me that if I would give an example of that project of bike safety brochure, you made the manager of the project himself told us that everyone was amazed with the brochure you made for the company.
Okay.
But then it was hard to go in it and start to review it after it was published. That means that the brochures were very the content errors. The content was really mistaken, and that showed us that it wasn't carefully checked before submission. That did not affect the reviewers to get it prepared on time, but then it took an additional time to go in and then check it well and then print the others. Yeah, that was really challenging. If you could work on that, that would be perfect, and everyone or the project will run well and effectively as well on time. All right. The way you adapt yourself or to work on assignment with speed, you also meet expectations because you have the ability to work on challenging projects, because you showed that you are very focused. You don't mislead others, or you don't go out of work, even though others show that they do not want to get the project done earlier during the other project, but you helped others and went on focused. As well, you could ask questions and let others know that you want the project done and the work to be perfect. I thank you for that. Yeah, you should continue to be that way. If I can tell you on, and if please you have a question, you can stop me by.
Yeah.
Or if it's okay, I can continue.
Yeah, it's okay.
All right. So regarding the attention to details, attention to details mean a lot. And if I could say that you showed also good performance, because you could help within designing and then the other thing. But one thing I can say is that attention to details here could mean that if you could go with your project, maybe a designed image, and if you looked at the content in it before submitting it, would be better, because would not have the errors or the typos you could find in them. So in other words, or in summary, on the project you did great work, but they were they contained writing errors.
I mean grammatical errors.
Exactly.
Okay.
Or typos.
Okay.
Please review that, and if you want, you can let us know. We could maybe check on with the other tools that can help in erasing these errors.
Okay.
All right. So within the responsibility or the commitment to do the duties, to perform responsibilities, you showed you met the expectations, because you were ready and always ready to give out the assignment done well and on time. So one example, if I can remind you well, is the time that others could not understand the importance of submitting the assignments earlier, but you said and you encourage them to stay focused on the product, so that you can give out the final submission on time. That was great, and that will be a good ability to continue and let others know that if they have the chance to focus on what they have to do, they won't spend much time or waste time in doing something else. Yeah. So in the attendance, you attended as well. You could meet and you could come in meetings as required, but it would be better if you try and submit all the assignments on time.
Okay.
Yeah, during the first project, that you didn't give out the final product on time, and it was hard for others to review. So it would be better if you correct that too.
Yeah, sure.
Right. So also, last but not the least, you took the initiative to use your designing skills to come up with products that are very good. So I stayed talking about that, but that was helpful to the company as well, to the project, because if you are not the one to design things that are good at first hand, we could spend much time or money investing in that thing.
Okay.
But you used your time, your effort, your skills to come up with the things, which is good. So this says that on the initiative, you demonstrated the expectations. Means that you made us proud and you did what we requested you to do.
Okay.
So about making designing adjustment was good, and please continue with that.
Thank you.
About the policies, you try always to be on time and work and do what everyone is supposed to do at work. So if I could say, even though it was hard to communicate, even though it was hard, or the projects were challenging, you used to be that person who could encourage others to do what they are supposed to do. And if it's about the policies, one of the policies talks about that, and you made it. So this also was quite meeting expectations.
Thank you.
Yeah. So to finish, I could you needed to talk?
Yeah, sure.
All
sure.
right, it's okay.
First of all, I want to thank you so much for the feedback. I was really happy to see that you acknowledge my work, you really appreciate what I do, and also realize my weaknesses. So, but I was confused about feedback you gave me about attention to details. You said that I didn't pay much attention on the content, especially on the grammatical errors. Yeah, and I was confused. I was wondering, am I the one who is going to check for grammatical errors? Yeah, there are people there, the secretary who is in charge of that. So, yeah, I was confused a little bit about it.
Okay, thank you, Terry. It's a good question.
Yeah.
So being or talking about the attention to details, I didn't mean that you would have corrected errors before, because others are there for that. The thing is, if you would have done that, it would help them to have the product and then be quick in reviewing it.
Yeah.
Because when you are writing things, most of the times you'll find that you are the person who could know where maybe the errors, or you could be that person who could correct them more than anyone else can do.
Sure.
Yeah, that is why if you will, I mean, if in the future you be the person to first take the initiative or the small time of yours and skim or scan all the content, and then try to erase all the errors you see at first, to help others. Because for instance, if the Candice on the project of World Fun Game Product, if she said that she find the errors in the typos,
Okay.
and it made them very late. First of all, the product was submitted late.
Okay.
Yes, and the second time, if they could have the product submitted first, they could maybe get the time. But then, if you could submit it late and then it didn't have the errors, it will be automatic for them at least to print them at that time. But then it was late, and then they were contented with errors. So both were challenging and made them difficult.
Yeah, I get it.
All right. Anything else, or?
Yeah, I think everything is clear now. Yeah,
All right.
I understand it.
All right. Thanks, Terry. So so if I could say about your accomplishments, you should know that the company is proud of you, and the company is very happy of what you've contributed to its development. You know that you produced a high quality graphic design on the project of World Fun Game Products, and you also came up with the best layout and cover design of the bike and on the new bicycle safety brochure, and you were the person who could help the other person to do the work. The company is happy of your accomplishments.
Yeah.
And so on the specific area that you need to improve on, you need to know that you are required to have some skills related to web design. Could work out or go somewhere else to see, or evaluate your environment where you can or you can find people or tools that can help you learn about web design. Yes, secondly, you need to know how to communicate well with using emails, writing thoughtful emails, giving them on time, and doing everything on time. Yes, and in addition, you should work on avoiding grammar errors, which I mentioned throughout the whole feedback form. Yeah, it would be better if you find some tools or either on the internet or softwares that can help you erasing or decreasing the grammars on the content of your designs. Lastly, it will be better and if you develop the habit of managing well time. I learned that if you want to use the time well, you first you'll be the one to take the first step. So if you want to wake up earlier, you are not going to take your alarm and keep it close to you, because if it's going to ring, you're going to catch it and then you close it up.
Yeah.
But then if you take it and then leave it away from you, you're going to wake up and then go to close it, and then that would take you time and then wake up.
Sure.
So it is better if you develop the time management habit by either using the prioritization matrix or the Google Calendar. Those are the things that are going to help you. So finally, at the end, during this time period of working with you, everyone, the managers are appreciated your work, and the small fields of where you're going to improve on are not that challenging and doesn't going to take you much time. It's only need your commitment, and everything is going to be okay. And if you get anything you want to let us know which can help you out, please let us know.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you, Terry.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Right.